Welcome. So I wanted to give an update on some of the things to come, and everything you see here I didn't just go out and all buy at once. These are things that I've acquired over time. Here's some flashlights. We'll go over these real fast. This is really old. It's like $10, but this is that Nebo Tactical, and you can see here it's got these sharp edges on the front, and I tested this a long time ago. We have two of them, and this one I was throwing on concrete. You can see that because you see the dents. See that when you hit the cement? So hard enough to dent it, and it still works, but it's very, very minimal. The light is perhaps on the spring or something is a little bit loose in there, but I'll talk about that. And then here's this Phoenix LD20. I don't have so much good to say about this one. I have my other Phoenixes on my keychain, but when time comes for the review, this thing has some kind of, it's not so great. I don't know, at least mine. So I mean, I'm trying to work on a Phoenix, authorization, so I can buy direct from them. But this might shoot me in the foot. But okay, it's the truth. So, and then I saw Ormo's video of the jet beam, the little Raptor, and this thing is pretty cool. I don't think exactly the RRT 0 Raptor. And this one is neat too. It seems like a really great flashlight for overall purpose and use, because you can dim it down to like the most minimal setting, and you can use like 2 different batteries. Go watch his review of it. This is the more advanced version, the newer one. But the thing is, you see, once you turn it, you turn it all the way and it strobes. Okay, and that's supposed to be for a self-defense situation. But the thing is like, if you just bump it, with your finger, that little rotating ring, it turns off. And the next mode is nothingness. Like perhaps if the next mode was like high beam, then it would at least be between high beam and strobe, But high beam is all the way on the other side, you see? And then it's strobe, see? So if you bump it in a self-defense situation, the first thing you got is darkness. And it doesn't have those teeth, and I don't know quite yet if I'm gonna beat this one up. It doesn't seem so tactical. Just like this one, seemed like a good Kubotan kind of alternative, but it doesn't have really sharpened face. It does have a little bit more length, but this one has some flaws to it. And you can see here, the first mode is high, and then you get strobe. You're 2 clicks away. It's okay, but it's got some flaws. I show that too. Main thing is perhaps there's it's just that there's 2 modes that can rotate, but this one's much more sturdy, in preventing from rotating. But there's a big flaw in that one, at least on mine, which is enough to say could be on anyone's, but I'll have to see about that opinion. Now here is the Nebo Red Line. Now this one we bought again months back, but this is really cool. I like this one probably the best right now. As of right now, this one seems the most stout because of my experience with this and looking at the construction of inside. This one holds the mode you're at. So if I scroll through, here I'm strobe, right? If I leave it, the next one will always be the next light, which is the strobe effect. So you can kind of set it ready for that kind of situation. This one has a sharp edge right here, and then this edge is pretty good too. Dropped it a couple times, and it's a magnetic, so it's got a magnetic base. So pretty good. So that's some stuff on flashlights. I wanted to talk about flashlights. I really like flashlights for tactical flashlights. Great for like non-lethal self-defense and everything. A lot of people. There's the application of flashlights, for example, police officers in emergency situations, just everyday use. It's just so versatile. They're really great products. Then the next thing would be this little lock. This is the a ProTech. I don't remember the model. It's TR4, I think. Some kind of tactical responder. It's pretty neat. I got it at the show. I was gonna sell it, but after talking with Jason Browse, we're gonna work it out to where I'm gonna test this kind of locking mechanism, which is like a compression lock. But if you can see this, it's like a compression lock, except pin in there instead that moves. Watch. Do you see that? So it's a compression lock, except that goes into place behind the blade tang, and then it compresses it just like a compression lock. So the thing is, this should be more stout and more sturdy than a compression lock. I think this design is a Lishitz design lock. If you guys know, you maybe let me know. I'll look into it more. But I'm gonna, Mr. Brass always hooks me up, so right now what I'm going to, at some point soon, thump on this lock just to see how it lasts and holds and stuff. When I sell knives, the first thing I usually do is I first like to try them out. I want to know if they're any good. I want to look at the company, try their products, get an idea if they care about their products. When you choose a knife, if you rely on it, I want you to know what you're getting into. Especially if you're going to depend perhaps your life on it one day in a situation, for example. I want to be part of the process of informing you as to what you may encounter. You know what I mean? I don't want to be responsible indirectly for you buying a knife that you think will do something, and then on that one day you rely on it, it doesn't do what you thought it would do. I want to at least help that. So, what I do is I watch these videos too. I watch YouTube a lot. And I watch like every single Ormotos and Darchilds, and I look at all these different models, videos like the tag one folder for everything, and I look at that and I try to find new folders that could be worthwhile, perhaps different companies, try them out, and see if they're worth anything. And one of those companies, Boker, there's a lot up and down, and I mean their China-made stuff, perhaps some of the Boker Magnum Plus stuff is kind of really bordering on bad in my opinion. And but I have held some of the formal Boker made in Germany ones that come in these boxes, which are they're I guess they're higher end. Made in Germany comes like this, the knife and like that. So we've always been interested in stout, small folders. I looked at that Three Sisters Forge, little credit card tactical. That's our interest in the Hest. So now comes this design by Blackwood. You can see here. This is the Pimpsqueak. It's pretty easy to get custom. I think if you get online and add to his waiting list, he'll email you to let you know if one is available. But they're very, very, just in my opinion, not at all priced correctly. But I mean, hey, I mean, if it can sell for that price, okay, my statement saying that perhaps I guess devalues his hard work. But I do feel like the amount of work that goes into him is a lot, but I don't feel that it's still worth the price that he's charging. It's almost it just is so much. But I mean, when he made this collaboration, it was like an opportunity to try it. And here's the Pimpsqueak. He has ones where he calls them the Pimpsqueak because they're pimped out. But first thing I noticed when I opened this one though, and I got two of them, and the thing is, okay, these two right here are not for me just to keep and stuff. Like I said, if this is good, first thing I'm doing is I'm gonna review it, see if it's any good. If it's decent, I'll let you guys know. If it's not, I'll put it on eBay. If it's good, I'm gonna try to put it on my site. And if I can sell it, then I'm gonna go and ask Boker and say, hey, do you mind if I carry this? And that's kind of how it works. Now I want to try it out. I pick up two, maybe three. Usually two because there's one is enough to mess with to know, and then one is it's enough to say, hey, I have two of them. Look at how they're made. Compare them. And that's kind of like that process. So. It's a step-by-step process for Neptune to find good products, find cool things to try out and stuff. This thing is pretty darn impressive. When I first got it, I've been to shows and I've seen show knives and stuff. Okay, you see that weird gunk on the blade tang? Yeah, I don't know what that is, but they all come with it. It comes with all this weird crud on the blade tang. Both of them did. And I mean, you go to a show and these custom knives are made by these knife makers. I mean, it's some are immaculate. You'll see one or two pieces. It's obvious that person. Like a Terzula custom in person is immaculate, flawless. Looking at this looks to me when I first got it. First impressions of this is at that level of a custom knife maker. If I went to a show and I saw this at a table and it didn't say Boker, I would think that this was a knife made by a custom knife maker. It actually is really that good. So far, I'm really liking it. The action's really smooth. It's got the phosphor bronze washers. There was you can just see all the bead blast and stonewash, the two-tone blade. You got the dual titanium liners. This custom shaped pocket clip. Way too strong, but good. You can see a pretty beefy pivot. I mean, the blade's pretty thick. It comes really, really sharp. You guys see that? Yeah, you can see that. So it comes sharp. This one has a little, let's see. Okay, so far now that's two of them I've held that have provided a little bit side to side. But that little bit side to side can be fixed by just tightening the pivot down. Why is it like that? That's twice now, but it's not up and down like rocking. It's not like because the lock bar is engaging. it's because of the actual pivot being just a little loose. So a little bit tighter, and it should be fine. I mean, that's smooth. The action is pretty smooth. Let's see, I haven't tinkered with these. So I mean, looking at those two now, I mean, the lockup, I would say on both started like that, and now at first that doesn't really engage so well, and I kind of thought it could unlock. Like, it did kind of like pop back out. The spring tension seemed to like push the lock bar out, and I was like, oh man, it's not so good. It would get kind of sticky, which, yeah, this one's okay. But it still sticks a little bit. You can hear it. This one doesn't anymore. So I think as it wore in, now it's better. So I think that's kind of a thing that one has to wear in, and then it engages better. But it seems very solid. Like I said, there is that little choil right here. Let's see. You see where to unlock it, and then when your hands here too. Let's see. Protect your finger a decent amount. You can close it like that too. You see. Actually, it's really nice. It's S35 steel, VN. This is good. If you were to nitpick about fit and finish, you know, that's basically where we're at now. I mean, it's really quite impressive. I mean, see the grinds on both sides end at the same spot pretty evenly. Here's this one, here's that one. You know, same as this one. The only thing I could really pick on was just the like perhaps, you know, to really nitpick would just be the way that my micarta scale sits on top, sits with the liner. Like this one, you don't really see much of the titanium liner sticking past the micarta. I mean, that's how minimal we're nitpicking now. In fact, this one seems to be very well all over. So this is number 134. I'm going to probably carry or try to sell 134. And this one, you can see the titanium sticks out past the micarta just a little bit. Just, you know, like I said, you may not even be able to see it, but I mean, you can just kind of, you can feel it, I guess, just barely. You can kind of barely see it. That's what I'm saying. It's so minimal, that little amount. That's so minimal. I mean, so far I'm really liking it. I mean, I'm not saying it's some kind of extreme heavy-duty use folder, but it's really heavy-duty still. I mean, this is still something. It is odd. This tool here on the bench aid, the American size, I guess, ones or universal ones, they don't fit properly. It moves around a lot. So I'm gonna have to go to Ace Hardware, pick up one of those better tool bits that I've been hearing about, because of this one, it doesn't match. Perhaps because it's a European knife, so a screw from Europe, I guess. Now, the only thing I can say is that this pocket clip kind of sucks for people who have cargo shorts or thicker pants. You know, this kind of clip just doesn't like allow thicker material, like the rim of that pocket, to go under. Like, it seems like it's meant as a gentleman folder for like slacks or something. That's a quick little preview of this one, and you know, I'll look into this knife further, look into those further, and I'll be doing a review on a flashlight soon.